Why MFA is essential for secure remote access. Multi-factor authentication is the number one way that you can beef up your security when it comes to your teams remoting into your data. It's so important because the way that hackers are working and AI is continuously evolving and ramping up the way that they're able to breach your security, you need to make sure that multi-factor authentication is an absolute bare minimum for every one of your users using all of your software, but definitely if you've got a remote access, things like a VPN. Having strong passwords is just not enough. The way that these AI tools work is that they will just continuously keep bouncing into the login screens, just trying to gain access. And especially if you've got any passwords that have already been sold or are being sold on the dark web, this will really make it easy for them to just continuously keep evolving passwords that they think may work. So you need to make sure that there's that second element. So what is MFA? So multi-factor authentication is exactly what it says on the tin. It's that additional step. An example would be you type in your email address and then your password. It then will ask for a secondary way of logging in. Now, depending on how you're set up, if you're using a password manager, which is what we definitely recommend, then the password manager can then fire a PIN number. And this PIN number usually will only be valid for about 20 seconds, so that it's constantly evolving. And the reason that that's secure is because if the person's using that PIN generated from their mobile device, they will also need to have that security for their mobile device. One, they need to unlock their mobile device, and two, to get into the password manager, it will ask for whether it's a separate PIN number or whether it's a thumbprint. So then this really creates a lot of security so that then if someone is trying to log into that software, it's going to need that second phase of security, whether it's from an authentication app, password manager, or even just emailing a PIN number or maybe sending a text message. But it's so important that you've got that complete stopgap between logging in with just an email address and a password to then that second phase of it. So whether it's MFA or 2FA. And then the final thing that we would always recommend is that you make sure that however your teams are logging in, that it completes your compliance. So an example might be that if you, depending on which industry you work in, you may need to have a certain type of multi-factor authentication. Now, the only other thing that we would always recommend is that the company has its password management that then it gives to the employees, not the other way around. Because if you've got it the other way around, what could happen is you could have an employee that leaves the business, but if it's all set up with their personal mobile and their personal credentials, then they may still be able to gain access to your critical data. And you as the company need to make sure that you're in control of it, so that if you need to quickly remove access to a certain employee, then you can go in, one click of a button will just wipe out access to all of your critical data. It's really important that the business owns the data and is in control, and not the individual. Cyber threats are constantly evolving and you need to make sure that you stay one step ahead. So if you click the link below, you can download Syn-Star's free guide for your business basics when it comes to cybersecurity.